Hey everybody, this is going to be a short video on how to use some of the advanced tools in Screencastify that you may or may not know. So in this series, we're going to be going through a number of different tools that are going to be able to help you with learning and delivering education at home, most of which are products and concepts that you guys have requested in the Google form that was sent out last week. So the first one that we wanted to focus on, because a lot of you had questions on video production and video casting tools. We already know that many of you are already using Screencastify, but the question is are you using it to its full extent? So let's dig into some of those. We know that when we are working within Screencastify and we launch our extension up top, that's going to bring this down. Now we have the option of getting into the browser tab, the desktop, or the webcam only. Webcam only would just be you. The browser tab would just be one of these particular tabs versus the desktop is all of your tabs. I personally always prefer the desktop because then I can toggle back and forth between topics or tabs that I need to walk my students through. But there's some other things that we need to dig into. Let's dig into some of these other tools. So let me bring myself back up here. There we go. Move myself around. So you've got the Annotation Tool, which is down here on the bottom. Okay, so the Annotation Tool brings up a lot of different things. So obviously this is where we're going to start and stop our menus, but we've also got some cursor options, we've got some pencil options, eraser, and then turning on and off the webcam. Let's go through those real quickly before we get into the advanced editor. So when we're dealing with the mouse options or the cursor options, you have what here is called the focus. So if we click on here is focus, and as you can see here in the GIF, what it does is it will gray out everything and then just put a highlight around your mouse wherever you're moving that to allow the students to really focus on what they need to be watching and what you want them to focus on. The second one is the hide cursor. So that looks like the second one here, and it essentially does exactly what it sounds like. When your cursor is not moving, your cursor goes away. So if you want to eliminate any distractions, that's a good tool. The third one is the show circle on mouse click. So that's this third one. I always like to do that. So when you're clicking on something like this, it will show up and say, click here, or go here. So if you're really demonstrating something specific of do this first, do the second, and you want the kids to be able to see those clicks, make sure you turn on that mouse click. Beyond that, we've got some cool pen options, right? So if you click to your pen, you've got a nice sliding scale here, and you can do all sorts of circles or whatever you want to do, and and then if you don't like that, you can click to the eraser and say, oh, I don't know what that was, and I can erase this whole thing, or just click on this little box that says wipe screen, boom, that's gone. So you've got pencil and eraser if you need to do any annotation, any writing on there, any math work, whatever the case may be. If you need to be able to highlight with a pen tool and then erase it, that's what that tool is. Then this last one here is the embed webcam. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to disappear. Poof, I'm gone, but you can still hear me. And if I turn it back on, then I'm back. I always prefer to have this on because I found that the kids, it's been proven a number of different times that the kids will actually watch the videos longer if they can physically see your face. Plus they miss you, right? So make sure you got your video camera on. Unless you don't like your hair or whatever, then either buy a baseball hat or turn the camera off. So those are some cool options with this menu bar here. Another thing that you may or may not know about is once your video is published, and then you have the option to get into the editor. So let's click on the Open with Editor option. And while that's loading, one thing I wanted to show you is you do always have the option of trimming your start and end times here just by moving this little scissors at the beginning and the end here. So if you want to cut out part of the beginning and part of the end, you can do that with just this little scissors option. You hit click on Save Trim. Now that this is loaded, we do have some additional options here. So we can jump to this particular spot. We can do some additional cutting. So we have the cut tool option. So now I've actually split these two, and then I can cut some sections out of the middle. So if there's a portion you want to cut out of the middle, you can split it and cut it that way. So let's say that I want to cut here again. And now I can shorten up this part if I need to move it around or delete it, whatever I need to do. I could do a crop feature. So let me move to here, and let's say that I want to crop just this part. and then hit done. Now just that portion is going to be highlighted. So if you really want to be able to focus on that particular portion, that's a cool tool. Let's go back to here. You can always use the text tool. The text tool allows you to write something in there. So do this first. You can change the color and the fonting and all sorts of other things in there. And then you can center it, and then you can go to bottom, top, or up. So if you want yours across the bottom, center, or the top, that's what this little tool here is for. Adjust all the rest of that stuff so you have that on there. You can also append other clips. So if you want to upload another video that's on your desktop or from Google Drive that's saved within previous screencasts, or even from Google Meet, those options are there for you. And then when you're done, you'll just click on Download MP4 or click on Save to Google Drive, and it'll be edited there for then to share out as usual. So that's that tool. Turn myself back on here. So that's Screencastify. There's lots of additional tools and bells and whistles you may not have known about. So feel free to dig and start pressing buttons and seeing that's how they do. That's how I learn. Say, hey, cool, there's a new button there. Let's click on it and see what it does. And you start doing that. So I'd advise you create a demo, play around with it, consider it a little bit of a sandbox to play in. And then once you think you're good with some of those advanced tools, then push it out with your kids for the lesson that you're particularly focused on. That's it. Have a good day. If you have any questions about this tool or need some help, feel free to reach out, and I'll do my best. Have a great day.